good. Sounds good. Maybe we just get started. Everybody, good afternoon. I think it's today we're gonna just practice the short talk and elevator talk. We kind of think about to introduce yourself and talk about your research. I think the background is think about you're going into the waste management and a meeting with someone from the industry or like other universities. Or DOE or national labs just to get their interest in your work and also get that people interested in your talk. I think in the last time uh, we Jody sent like a presentation talk about how to do the elevator talk. So what we're gonna do is to make it like a not a full presentation, probably like a 1 minute to like 2 minutes. Use the time just to think about you met a person and on the hallway or right after the session, just go briefly introduce and get people interested in your talk and maybe get them to know you more in the future. So I think it's a good opportunity. And of course, we have a like right now a smaller number of people in this session. So feel free to provide comments, although I'm probably will provide some comments to each of you. But I will say I'm not the best person. I'm not probably my suggestion not the best, but I did a lot of practice when I starting my career and talked with a lot of different people. So and other people feel free to also give comments about the short talk. So yeah, okay. So I think we can kick off. So I think first on the list, I think Josephine, you're the first. So feel free to share your background and other research. So you can get started.
So, should I share my PowerPoint or okay.
Yeah, if you have, if you want to share, that's very
Okay.
good. So
All right. Can you see my screen?
yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm a third-year PhD student at Howard University, and I'm studying how we can better manage some of the complex waste on the planet. So right now, Hanford site stores roughly 200 million liters of radioactive waste. And before we can fully treat this waste, it has to go through a critical pre-treatment step called cross-flow ultrafiltration. And the major problem with this that we face is membrane fouling. And so as the solids build up, the flow of filtered liquid or flux drops significantly, which drastically increases operational costs and risks. Um, and so the technical challenge is sustained steady flows is rarely achieved in these alkaline sludge systems. And traditionally, we try to predict this drop in flow using mechanistic models. Um, but these required parameters that are incredibly difficult to measure and rarely generalize well. And instead of relying solely on the traditional models, we developed a data-driven machine learning workflow using a random forest um, model. And our goal wasn't to replace the physical base model, but to complement them by accurately predicting the normalized permeate flux and quantifying the uncertainty in these predictions. And we trained our model on curated bench scale filtration data. And not only was the model highly accurate, as you can see, but it allowed us to peer inside the black box to see what was actually driving the system. And using feature importance analysis, SHAP, we discovered that flow rate and filter velocity were the absolute strongest drivers of the system. And we found the factors we might typically worry about like slurry temperature and permeate density had a negligible impact on the model's output. And ultimately, this framework allows us to translate messy real-world bench scale data into actionable operational insights. It provides a reproducible way to support decision-making for nuclear wastewater treatment without sacrificing technical realism. And if you're interested in how we handled the messy raw data or gaps, or how this model predicts extreme high and low flux values, it would be great to chat about it on my poster. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I think it's I think it's on time. So Josephine, nice job on this. Before I give comments, anybody have any comments? Or and Joanna, welcome. So maybe I can have some comments first. I think Josephine, I really liked when you started talk about a very general picture, saying like this is a very complex problem, and get people engaged in the importance of your work. A few comments. Like first, I think so. When you dive into your technical details, think about the audience knowledge background, right? So I know waste management is pretty big conference, so some of them may not directly working on the field with yours. So maybe if you kind of like a talk with the people first, get to know what their background, and then slowly merge into the topic they are familiar with, that would be very helpful. And second, I think also you're talking about machine learning. I think this is a very exciting topic. People always talk about using machine learning to optimize the process. They're also like kind of like when I talk with a lot of industry, people was always arguing about why we need to use machine learning, how this will be beneficial to help us to for the process or operation. So if you, my suggestion is if you can just like talk about how your method is advancing the current operation, and provide a clear picture how how will they use your method for future operation. That would be very useful, right? So these people see, okay, this Josephine is doing very excellent work, and this work directly will impact our operation. And because many of the people here in the waste management, they might heard about machine learning, but they might not know how powerful the machine learning is, and how this method compare with the traditional method. So just to emphasize on that would be very helpful. Last but not least, I think you can also, I think many of the people, if you went to waste management, many people are coming from the site or national lab or even the industry. So they are interested in your research, but they are also more interested in how your research is applied to the field, right? So think about that. Would get a good connection to spark people's interest in there. So that's my thoughts there. So, but other people feel free to give comments there. So. So, so Jody,
Oh, I think you're muted. Okay.
I'm sorry. I have a question. With these elevator speeches, how much of their research are they bringing into it, or is it, and how much of it, like, what's the balance between telling about yourself and where you're studying and what your interests are, and then bringing this in? Is it like half and half, or how does that go?
Oh, is that a question for me?
No, it was a question actually for Nick. I'm not sure. So you're explaining about your research and why it's so interesting to you. Is that correct? Is that what?
Mm. So Jody, I think you just say how to balance like the self-introduction and also
Mhm.
research. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's important. Also, um, maybe add more. I think like personally, I think first should put a few sentences, talk about your background and like like introduce yourself, and then to gradually merge into the topic about your research. So
Mhm.
I think Josephine, you briefly touch on that introduction, but maybe just add a few other things there.
Because we want to know about they want to know about you. They want to
Yeah.
know about you, and you're going to be meeting so many people
Mhm.
and networking, and you never know who is going to connect with about you and what of course your research is focusing on. So I know they want to know about you too. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. I was looking at the 1 to 2 minutes and I was trying to
Yeah.
like speed through the
Yeah, it's hard. It's a
Yes.
challenge.
But I think Josephine, you did a good job on this. So just a few things.
I
I think
agree. I
a
agree.
lot of the people there are industry people. So because I had my experience when I get there first few times, and the people are from industry. I talk too much about my research. They lose the interest very quickly. So then I learned to, if I go to a lot of this conference, similar conference, a lot of industry people just talk about how your work would apply to their field, and the impact to the industry would be also interesting, right? And also you're looking in getting there to their interest to you, like maybe you'll work with them in the future, right? So they see how your experience fit into their operation in the future, right? So that's why you get connected with these people for maybe this time and long term. So um, that's my suggestion. So, but Joanna, do you have any suggestion? I know you probably have a lot of suggestion for us. So
No, I thought it was fine. The slides were clear
mm,
and that was appreciated.
okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you. If no other comments, let's move on. Thank you, Josephine. So looking forward to see you there.
Also, I
Um,
have a meeting at 4 o'clock, so I'll have to leave at 4, just a heads
mhm.
up.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. No problem. Okay, so then we'll move on to next one. We have Viviana. I think Steve and Emily are not here. So Viviana, I know you joined the conference, I think the third time, right? So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How about you go
Uh,
ahead and start it? So thank you.
okay. Hi. I am Viviana Cardenas, a PhD student at Georgia Tech, and my work targets a practical harmful problem. The waste transfer lines block when a phosphate is present, and because phosphate can like precipitate or gel, and this can disrupt the retrieval operations in the lines, and is very expensive to remove phosphate after this is precipitate in the transfer lines. So we need better ways to predict phosphate. Let's say like when phosphate is in solution, or when phosphate form solids under highly alkaline condition, because in harmful we have a very alkaline condition. Used to be, the pH used to be 12, 13, or 14, and the solubility of phosphate at this pH is very low. And when the pH is high, phosphate block the pipelines. My approach with this challenge is use process and analytical technology tools, and the process analytical technology tools can be ATR, can be Raman, can be ATR FTIR, can be FBRM, and for example, with IR, we can track the solution phase. With Raman, we can track the solid phase. And I used to run a heat-cool protocol when I, let's say, heat the system and cool it down the system using two representative species of phosphate. Can be hydrogen phosphate, can be phosphate. And I study 3 molar sodium hydroxide because I want a high pH very similar to the pH at Hanford. And in the meantime, this is the beauty of the process analytical technology tools, is because we are getting information in real time, in situ. And one of the challenge that we have is because, for example, if we are studying, because to study, if we want to study the crystallization of phosphate, we need to know the solubility, right? And hydrogen phosphate and phosphate, the peaks in the IR, they are overlapping. And we follow, let's say, a single peak there, the system can fail. And now we are using a multivariate model when you are using the completely spectra to track the phosphate in solution. And this is going to be my work in the WMS 2025. I'm going to show the where we are tracking the phosphate peak using a multivariate model, because in the literature, they are not in agreement with the phosphate solubility. Our next step is like use both system at the same time. Let's say, for example, if I have a high pH, I have phosphate. If I have a lower pH, I have hydrogen phosphate. But at some point, they are in equilibrium, and when both species are in equilibrium, is very problematic for Hanford. And let's say that I'm working with a different real-time monitoring to study the phosphate system at a high pH. Thank you. I'm sorry, I cannot.
Nick, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Yes, yeah.
So sorry about that. So I think, sorry, Vienna, I'm saying you did a good job on the connecting a lot of things. I think you did a lot of work on this, on your research. So I have just a few suggestions. One, I think maybe since you have a lot of contents, and before you engage the people, do you mind just to give them like a high level picture of what you're doing, and then they can follow your thought path? Because I think communication is like both ways. They want to, especially first, think about what is the major topic here, and then follow that. Because for me, I'm a hydrological modeler, so I may not following the lot of the chemistry, but I know you're doing like like more like waste related, like talk about the phosphate. So if you can have a high level statement there, that would be nice. And also, also I think another thing is, you talk about the Hanford side operation, right? So do you think that can relate it to other broader impacts, for example, other national lab or operational sites? Do they have the similar issue, or do you think they have similar issue, or?
I'm not sure, because this issue is because they are transferring the waste, and I think it's only at Hanford.
Okay, okay. Then okay, that's okay. So I just say it might not limited to one side. If you have broader impact, that would be nice to show them. Like this is
Okay.
a good broader impact to the operation, right?
Okay,
And
I understand.
also I think and maybe I think you should probably better to have a more excited point to make people feel like, okay, this research is really exciting, and I know you did a lot of work, and just highlight that. So either
Okay.
either new methodology or a critical issue that make them directly feel like, oh, this is important, and I like to hear more, right? So I think as you talk with the person, you might just you will feel like the conversation is going to a deeper discussion. The excited, they want to know more about you. You can gradually introduce more details there, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, that's my comments.
Thank you.
But
Thank you so much. I
really,
appreciate it.
thank you for the talk. So any other comments? Okay, yeah. All right. So, yeah, thank you. So, I think we can move on to, is Yang Wu here?
Yes, he was. Where'd he go?
Uh,
Martha, was he with you? Not Martha. Was he with
Rihanna.
you, Viviana? Is he here?
Yeah, but yeah, he left.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, okay. Then we can move on to Martha. So, yeah.
Oh, here's Emily.
See my screen?
Yeah, I can see your slide. So,
Hello, everyone. I am Marta San. I am
mm,
from Brazil and master's there. Now I am a PhD candidate in civil engineering at the University of Florida. My research focuses in the Hanford site. As you know, Hanford stores some millions of waste, radioactive waste underground, and one is to solidify this liquid waste and dispose of them in a disposal facility, and think about it as if it's a landfill for that waste. And my research is focuses how the cover of this facility can control the water that infiltrates the system. And since the water is the main mechanism for the radionuclides transporting the soil, it is important that we can quantify the amount of water that is in contact with the waste and how this waste can redistribute the water around the soil. And this is important for the long-term safety of the facility and the environment. For that, what I do is to combine some laboratory work for permeability tests, for example, and some numerical modeling in GeoStudio CPW to quantify the water flow in the system and see the water flow path. The ultimate goal of this research is to improve the performance predictions of this facility, and to support some regulatory decisions for this type of facilities.
so Martha, you're done with the talk, right? So,
Yeah, I prepare for 1 minute or so just to give a
oh,
brief introduction of the topic.
okay, okay, sounds good. I expecting more. So, but okay, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I think I know your work. So a few comments. Just first, I would say you don't have to mention too much details. Like what software and what like code you're using for the modeling. I think sometimes it just depends on who you're talking with. If they are a hydro modeler like me, I would more interested in your work. But if they don't know about it, so you can save the time for other things, right? So just for example, adding some statement how your work would impact the operation, how the industry importance of your work. I think it's a since our work is mostly modeling, I think you should mention about how your work is improving the current performance assessment models, and also how this relate to the operation and future design that will either improve the and reduce the water infiltration, reduce the release of contaminants, or like saving some of the costs related. So I think that would be useful and interesting for the industry, and also maybe national labs or DOE if you focus on more on that, right? So but also another thing is, as we talked about Josephine before, I think you should probably add more introduction to yourself. You can see like you are expert in hydrological modeling and study landfill cover. So I think landfill liners, etc. So people would know you better, right? So when they have a good impression of what field are you in there. So yeah, that's my comments. So any other comments on Martha's work? Okay, I think it's pretty good, but also make sure you when you get there and talk with the people, and kind of like exchange if it's outside the session, exchange your contacts and let them know when you're gonna present, right? So they can join your presentation, and and then they will show up in your session. You can have a more detailed discussion with them there, right? So yeah, I think that's pretty good. So Joanna, Jody, do you have any further comments, or like for the students?
I know we didn't give you a lot of time to present because an elevator speech is usually like 90 seconds. But I want to just reiterate that it's important for you to connect and to tell them about yourself, as well as, because I know it's really easy we don't want to talk about ourselves ever. We just want to talk about our research and what we're working on. And I think they would be interested to know you. That's the only thing I have to say.
Also, I think the thing is they not only want to know you, but they want to know what area, what it is that they might want to connect with.
Yep.
So, saying the 2 or 3 things that you're really interested in besides the research you're doing would allow people to get a broader picture.
Yeah, I agree a lot. So I think knowing, as I think the personality is more important. So I think research also important, but personality is also important too. So
the fact of the matter is you don't want to work with somebody that you don't think you want to connect with. That's part of the issue.
Exactly. Oh, I see Emily here. So Emily, do you? I'm sure. Have you prepared for the elevator talk? So
Emily's calendar invite disappeared off her calendar. So that is so
okay.
Yeah, the calendar invite got deleted off my calendar, so I assumed that it was not happening anymore. That's my bad.
Okay. Oh, then I can
Thank you for
assume
coming.
like Steve also have the same issue.
I don't know. I
for him.
haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from him, so I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'm looking forward to see you all there. So, I think this is really good practice, and just make sure. I think it's conversation like is a like a you want to know other people, they want to know you. So it's like a mutual communication. So just get to know other people and see what their background, and then you can drive your conversation following other people's background as well. So I think that's my last suggestion. So.
And I have never been to waste management myself, so I can defer to all of you, but I know there are a lot of opportunities to network, and we're
Yeah.
going to have our dinner that there'll be 42 people at. So
Mhm.
the more you do it, the better you get. So just
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
practicing. And does anybody have any questions for us? Like to Nick and to Joanna specifically, not me.
Hey, to Joanna.
I've been to a lot of these. I've probably 30 or more. And I think the important thing is that it's half getting to know people and having people know you and think that you might be interesting to talk to, as well as just what your subject matter is, because frankly, we can read the papers and at all of these things, it's the case that we have to, in general, want to go talk to somebody. So this is a real opportunity to put yourself forward. And as hard as it is, just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. I also enjoy during the CRESP dinner. I think it's good set like a networking, especially when you sit by Joanna. She will talk about a lot of stories. So,
But that's what makes it interesting. And I think we have to remember that everybody there has their own story and is their own, how they got into it. And so that often leads to more collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the dinner, we will have some of our CRESP collaborators, not necessarily, we'll have 15 CRESP researchers, Nick and Joanna being one of those people, 15 ECP people, and I guess that would be 12 of other researchers, some from the DOE, some from the national labs, just kind of like a little mix that do some research that kind of coincide with what we do. So you'll have, it should be a nice evening.
And also, I think there's a career like a development session sometime, right? So for the
Here, let me see.
they always have that. So and also I think it's also good to if you're outside the session, you can go to the like the exhibition hall. The companies are there, so feel free to talk with them. Last time I had a conversation with a very interesting person. He's doing like he's from a defense company. He's asking me. We talk a lot of different things, and he was asking me to help him to find some people like basically for the workforce development. So I think there's just a lot of opportunities. Just talk with people there. So.
And you will be receiving from us at CRESP just a little packet with, like directions on how to get to the dinner. And then we have a list of everyone and their contact information. So if there's somebody that you want to talk to that's part of our group, whatever, you can reach out to them. And then also a full list of all of the CRESP presentations that will be, and so you can kind of look at them and see which ones you can go to and support. And then there's also, we think, researchers and presenters of interest. These are other people that we think you might be interested in their research that we've just added that you can just click on and see what their sessions are. So it's not your waste management packet that you information that you get from waste management. It's specifically from CRESP. So so you can support each other and you can see who's kind of help you get around a little bit, and you'll get that. Yes, I'm sorry.
Those are incredibly helpful because even for those of us who've been there a long time, it really does sort of highlight where to go. And it is a good idea to support other CRESP people because there's so many people at these meetings that attendance sometimes is not very high, and it's really supportive to go.
Makes me feel good. And so we also, I just want to tell you that we will have a group photo for CRESP ECP with the DOE on Tuesday, March 10th from 9 to 9:30. We'll be doing photos. So, and that's at the entrance to the exhibit hall, and you'll know, but it'll be on your schedule. It's important that you're in that because we want to document this, you know, the fact that you were at this this seminar, this conference, and it's quite special. I don't
Sounds good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well, I don't have other comments. Yeah. Thank you
Nabeel, you're
all
not
for
going to do
joining.
this, right? You're not presenting today, Nabeel. You're just attending. You're not
Yeah,
practicing.
I actually. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, so I actually, I mean, missed the previous conversation about this. So I thought that maybe. So I'm not quite sure if we have to like present anything because I'm.
You don't
I'm
have
actually.
to do
Yeah,
it today. If you
but-
want to, we're here to listen.
I have. I mean, I can show you my research in a brief if you have time. I mean, if you are interested, I can.
We have 15
Sure you
minutes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Okay.
Okay, so it's an old presentation, but I sure he's paused. Okay, so I used to go there. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Mhm.
So basically, it's also related to Hanford. So I'm a grad student here in Washington State University. This is my 4th year. So I have been working on synthesis of iron sulfide, and it is also related to Hanford, which is basically there are some contaminants that are volatile. And we are basically targeting those volatile contaminants in the low activity waste using some sorbent materials. So as part of that, I developed some iron sulfide particles, which basically I try to synthesize in nanoparticle size. So I use different methods to synthesize the iron sulfide. So why are we looking for iron sulfides? Is because of its reducing characteristics comparing with other sorbent materials. And so there are different types of iron sulfides. As you can see in the screen here, we have been trying to synthesize these different phases of iron sulfides. We're trying to make it as pure as possible. And we're using different methods to synthesize these. We use different characterization techniques such as X-ray diffraction, vibrating sample magnetometry, FTIR, Raman spectroscopy to characterize what we are synthesizing. And also we are also testing these particles in actual simulated waste solution. So the target materials that we are trying to capture are basically iodate and pertechnetate and mercury, which are actually available in the low activity waste in different amount and different conditions. And as previously Josephine mentioned that we have a very alkaline solution. So we are also trying to test these particles at different pH. So basically that is our research in this project, and CRESP has been funding this whole project so far. So yeah, that is what I have, and I will present a poster in the conference in Earth Management, and I hope to see you there and have any suggestions. And yeah, that's it. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Nabil. So I think I saw. Did you go to the last November's conference in Hanford? Or
Yeah, I was in scientific basis.
okay, yeah. Did you present that time? I
Yeah,
saw
I
something.
presented. Yeah,
There's
I
something
had a talk there.
similar. Mhm.
Yeah, in the sorbent section, I had a talk there.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think it's very interesting study. So just from my side, I think few comments. Like first, you can introduce what contaminants you're targeting to, because I think that's more relevant to their operation, right? And also
Yeah.
They directly spark their interest in listening to these keywords will help them to understand your research faster. Second is I think you can just go for like a general introduction of your sorbent, like the unique efficiency, how superior your material compare with the other material, and also saying like maybe a general introduction of like the sorbent like structure, things like that. And it don't have to go very deep on like what technology you identify those. I think this, if the people know about the material, they know this is our traditional technology to identify the like the 3D structure of or like um, the structure or the or chemistry of the sorbent, and you can just as the conversation goes, you can go to more like details. But also, I think another thing is maybe add some like challenges there to make sure you highlight the most exciting point of your research there, right? So they would say this is really a problem and this is really a challenge, and you're solving the challenge. So they will be very interested in your work. So yeah, that's my comments. So any
you.
other comments? So also you are joining the dinner, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay, sounds good. And this is your first time, the second time.
Yeah, this is my first time in waste management. No,
Oh.
in Waste Management Symposia.
Okay, you will love it. It's very nice conference. Especially I think we have as a CRESP we organize it very well. So you will meet a lot of friends. So
Thanks.
Well, if I have a minute, you guys have a few more minutes. All of you on this call have responded with the WIP tour. So we think it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th of May, but I have to, those are the dates that we narrowed it down to with everybody's availability. So I've reached out to Ed Garza, and I'm waiting for an answer to see if he can do the tour on that day. So and then, since a lot of you are international, I will have a form that I'm working on right now that I have some questions that I need to ask and submit to them, because everybody, American citizens and international students, also have to be vetted, because it's a security thing. So just want you to know that I'm going to be reaching out to you for that.
sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Jody.
Got lots of exciting things happening.
Yeah. Looking forward to see the site. So
Okay. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you doing this and practicing it. I think it's a good thing, and we'll learn as we go what we need to do and what we don't need to do as far as having these kind of helpful seminars for you. So
sounds good. And yeah, just make sure you print your poster on time and also bring
oh
your
my God,
presentation
yes.
there.
Make sure you do that and make sure it gets there. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't have other
Joanna, you're
comments.
laughing. Why are you laughing?
Well, because some people have had that happen. It really is true. Because
Yeah.
you're not where you could have a heavy snowstorm, but anything could happen and it couldn't be printed. So print it way ahead.
Okay, I guess that's it. I don't know when our next meeting is, or I think that we're still waiting to have a presenter, but first is waste management. So you guys, if I don't talk to you, good luck, and just get everything. You get out what you put into it. So the more you participate, the better your experience is going to be. I say this as a mother. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for participating. Okay.
Thank you.
See you in the conference then.
Bye.
I can't seem to get out of this.